Oops. Doodle. That's not what we want. Oh no. Oh heck. Oh hackaroni. Ooh. There's a hole in it. Oh. Where's my yeast measurement? 18 grams. It's marvellous. Right. We've sprung a leak, folks. It's not a good start. I'm basically gently weeing yeast. Oh dearie me. No, that's not helpful. Right, why are you doing that? Glad if anyone's quietly watching. You do not need yeast for jam. We are doing a second project as we work. We are multitasking. Right, let's try this again. Let's hope I'll pick zero of this. Oops. Righty. Right. So let's try and put away the yeast without throwing yeast absolutely everywhere. I've just done it again. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh fudge. Right, that's... So, anyone who's quietly watching, good evening and hello. I'm very sorry, but unless you say hello, I actually can't see you're there. My phone refuses to tell me that there are viewers. I have had many people at one point, and delightfully so, but unfortunately I didn't have a clue, apart from the fact that I was chatting to you. So if you are there, I'm not ignoring you, I promise, I just can't see you. If you are and enjoying a quiet lurk, a very good evening to you. Happily watch away quietly, you are more than welcome. It's Pincushion. Hello Pincushion, how are you? How is your Monday going? It's a delight to have you here, may I say. And honestly, those videos of yours on Instagram, I watched one and then I couldn't stop watching because every time you jumped I did the exact same jump moment. Oh dear, what a lovely stream you had too. But thank you very much for joining us. We are just getting ourselves set up. I've made a complete mess of everything so far. Throwing yeast around the place and various bits and pieces. Hope the start of your week though is going well too. Oh yes, very much so. I must get in the habit of working out how to put clips onto onto the Instagram and things. I'm a bit slow at doing that, and onto Twitter as well. I belong in the 1800s, technologically speaking. I've lost some yeast onto this spoon. Oh, get it there. There we go. So what we are having for ourselves today is we're finishing off a jam recipe. I'm making Mrs. Owl and I dinner as well as we go. So I'm going to be careful to say what recipe belongs where. So just get my little notes here. Because this fig jam requires a bit of sitting. Now, because you didn't see the last one, let me tell you where we're up to. Hang on. There we go. What I did, a little foolishly, was I got the preparation going and forgot that it needs to sit for a good at least 8, but possibly 24 hours. And sorry, if you happen to know how to make jam, then I'm proverbially teaching you how to suck eggs. But here we are, we've got our fig and slightly boozy orange jam base. This isn't my own recipe, I hasten to add. Give all credit to Kylie Newton and the Modern Preserver. I've not tweaked, well, I have tweaked it a little bit actually, but not so much as that. Whoops, a daisy. I just caught some falling butter. Now there's reactions. Now, so what we've done is we've combined in here our orange zest, and our flesh, and our figs, our lemon juice, little alcohol, a lot of sugar, and now we're going to want to very closely pay attention and bring it to a boil. So we're going to do that. I'll be honest, that wasn't so much as a jump scare as the ones that you have in your channel. Some falling butter does not really, it's not really the same, is it? So that's actually now nicely come to room temperature though for the bread, so she'll put that there. And now, with apologies for the earthquake camera work, I'm just going to turn us around, because we're going to spend the next little while just stirring some jam. In the background here I've got all my bits and bobs for making our bread. Now let's get this fairly sticky affair. ASMR baking noises. Mostly splatting. So that's all our plan is for one day now. We've had our full day at work. Now get to relax a little bit. A little bit of relaxed music. And what we want to do, and I hasten to add, if you are interested, I'll put all the recipes of this onto our little Discord server. But I don't know if jam making is something you are fond of, or done before, or interested in, or you're just being terribly kind and coming to say hello, all of which are excellent reasons in my book. You are very welcome. The mistake though I made last time was I boiled too fast. So let's start at a very low temperature indeed. We've got our jam thermometer. Pop that in there. And now it's just a case of waiting until it gets up to temperature, really. Which we leave our spoon. And whilst we're here, I suppose, I can start to measure out our bread. But I'm going to keep the camera over here because my focus has to be predominantly on the jam, because the last time I did this I stopped paying attention for a minute and it all went slightly pear-shaped. So you're a sucker for figs. Oh, you like, oh good. Do you know what? Don't be put off. This is, also I'm sorry, the camera angle is appalling. I do apologise, it's terrible camera work. Let's bring you in closer. There we go. There we are. And you can see the air fryer in the back, which I'm still... It was a good purchase, I'm glad I've made it, but it's devilly triggersome to make it work. But figs, yes, sorry, the last time we were in the chat, Zarv and Convict were telling us, and went and found out and looked at it on Google, the prime resource for anything, that apparently figs come about when, I'll try and get this right, a female wasp finds an unripe male fig and pollinates the inside of it. The wasp leaves and it secretes an enzyme, I hope I'm getting this right, And what happens is that the enzyme kills off anything wasp related, and then you end up with the seeds inside the fig. So don't be put off. There's no dead insect inside a fig. But I had no idea. I genuinely had absolutely no idea. Obviously, pollination makes the world go round, but this whole kind of I know. I got it last time, but oh, so sorry. Hang on. Stop that beeping. That we're sterilising our jars in the oven. So, yes. So I thought for a moment, because Convict is a terribly jolly fellow, I thought he was pulling my leg for a minute. As he would have been perfectly wont to do, I'm not against a gentle leg pull. So let's put our sterilised jars here. I'll turn that off for now. That should be nicely warm for the bread. So yes, but it then turned out that they gave us a free science lesson. They went and found out all about this, and it turns out Mother Nature is a fascinating thing. So where are we now? I would say we're too low and I should turn the temperature up, but that was the mistake I made last time, and I kid you not, where's it gone? This is the Fig Jam Mark 1. I shall demonstrate where it went wrong. Nothing. I've made fig concrete the first time. It's very... Oh, here he is. Hello. I enjoy saying this. Hello, sexy. Every time I see the name pop up. Oh dear. How are you, my friend? Are you having a good Monday? Is the week starting well for us all? I know. Chicken has come and he's been here ever since with one of the most marvellous names. I can't help but saying it as though I'm in a Carry On movie. Something innate happens and I go terribly thespian and say, sexy is here, hello. Oh dear. I hope you're well and having a marvellous Monday. Oh dear. The bottom of my thermometer, I think, is the bottom of my thermometer falling off? Oh, let's just have a... No, it just made a clunking noise. I thought there was more to the bottom of it. Never mind, let's put it back in. I will confess, I find myself terribly fortunate to have some of the nicest people I could want to have found on Twitch have all made their way and found us here. Terribly lucky indeed. Sorry, I'm just turning the volume of the background noise down. It's a bit loud. I'm good. I'm doing good. Super. I'm glad to hear it, sexy. That's marvellous. What's cooking today? What we are doing is I'm just paying particular attention to the jam. So we're finishing off the fig jam that we were doing yesterday, and I completely misread the recipe and forgot that it has to basically steep and congeal and become nice and flavoursome for at least 8 hours. So I started and then immediately in the stream went, I've made a mistake. So instead of leaving it for 8 hours, I've left it for 24, and here we are. No, Waffle is Waffle, you absolute star. Thank you so very, very much. I'm sorry that the bells and whistles. Hang on, I can give you bells and whistles. I've improvised bells and whistles. Da, 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 da. Is lined up. Waffle is here. Yeah. We've missed each other, Waffle. I know. And thank you so very much. Your generosity is astonishing, as is everyone's, just for even being here, quite frankly, as I sit here and stir jam. You're all positively wonderful people. But thank you so much. You are my second only subscriber. Genuinely, utterly flattered. Thank you so much. How is your Monday going? I'm always delighted to hear how everyone's day is going. And I didn't miss it, by the way, Pincushion. Wednesday, Amnesia. I shall be waiting with bated breath, or indeed a bated hoot, and possibly trying to hide behind something when you go around the corners. I am genuine. I will at some point do scary streams, I think, mostly because I'm awful. Just terrible. So, Waffle, how are you, my fine fellow? I was enjoying watching which one? I keep mixing up the names. You're on Valorant at the moment. And yes, from Valorant and first-person shooters to jump scares in Amnesia to measuring the temperature of jam. It's a complex little world, isn't it? Good. Working on Monday working. And yes, if everyone doesn't know each other, Waffle, we've got Pincushion here, who's also... Do you know, I haven't asked yet. So I know you're in America, Pincushion. I think. Is it America? Or have I mixed up my areas? And also, have I just caused great offence or great patriotism? I'm not sure. And of course, we've got Sexy here. Can't do it without Sexy. I know you say sadly, but don't worry, we're in the UK, where let's face it, our foppish leader is not really doing much for our global reputation either. And the times I have been to America, I've found its people to be marvellous and utterly wonderful. So let us both not hold anything against each other's countries for the lunacy that perhaps leads each. Although we don't get into politics here. So that's marvellous. I've already got my viewing is lining up. So we've got, and indeed, Sexy, when I visited the USA a long time ago, Waffle, demonstrating the fact that I'm from the 1800s and old. I had the pleasure and privilege of doing a very quick historical visit, and I went to go and see, long before I ever met Mrs. Owl. Where did we go? Went to DC, very quickly through Philadelphia, and then a round trip through to New York. And then came home. That was all the time we had for, I'm afraid. So we didn't even make it make it over the flyover states. We didn't make it across to... I'm going to try and get my geography right this time, because it's appalling. World geography, I should know better. But California is on the north, the west. Is that right? There's a song, I believe, by a popular pop group about West Coast representing. I think that was talking about California. Because I think Florida's on the other side, isn't it? Watching Hamilton, I'm convinced King George was going. We do okay occasionally in leadership, Sexy. The only problem is it tends to be the monarchy, and they resign their I got it right. There you are. See, honestly, actually, I think a lot of that comes from watching The West Wing on repeat. And every time they have the election series, I sort of remember where they're all flying. I'm going to, because the temperature's not there yet. I'm going to just drop you guys in just to show you what we're doing. So sorry about the earthquake camera work. Here we go. So all I'm doing is actually a bit more light on the situation. Hang on. There we are. So what I'm aiming for is 104 degrees. In fact, where my thermometer says jam. And the tip is, keep stirring it. What type of jam? We have got ourselves some fig, orange, and a little bit of Cointreau in just for a small boozy kick to it. Because I'm trying to remember, because also the reason I try to remember where everybody is this weekend we are, very small drum roll please, doing our thank you stream for everyone, your marvellous selves included, helping us on the way to affiliate. Indeed, my marvellous 2 subscribers. Waffle, you really are far too generous. You've not only you've bought us cooked, you've second only subscriber, you've been there every step of the way, you've helped us out where we didn't know what the heck we're doing. Your assistance is truly and gratefully appreciated. And what we're doing, sorry, coming back, I'm like Billy Connolly actually, there's always a thing that I'm saying, and I sometimes just disappear off on a tangent. I will eventually remember to come back to the tangent. Coffee whilst we go. That was it. So a thank you stream. So thank you to everybody. And what we're going to do is we are going to do the First We Feast Hot Ones challenge, Decaffeinated Owl and Mrs. Owl style. So we've got our hot sauces lined up. We in fact made one yesterday. Where it is? And we'll take suggestions for names, but here it is. That's our homemade ghost pepper. Is it ghost? I can't remember if it's ghost or Scotch. Scotch bonnet or ghost pepper hot sauce. Very. I'm going to clip it. There is a moment where I say that's not so bad, and then positively explode. We are neither of us are particular spice fiends, if I put it that way. We're not, you know, we're not hugely into our spice, but we're going to sit. I'm going to try and get to the very end. I'm not going to hold Mrs. Owl to that because it's just mean and she's very nice. But we're going to answer the chat's questions, provided it doesn't. I have to kind of obviously keep the camera from down there to there. Work under the name Decaffeinated Owl, and for various reasons to do with work, I have to do that. But provided the questions are otherwise capable of being answered, we'll answer any questions that come our way, whilst under the heavy influence of increasing spice levels. And we're going to eventually get to the skull. Every time I do this, I want to start acting silly Shakespeare. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. Ha ha. Or to be or not to be. I know what my choice would be. What do you think of his stream so far? Rubbish. Just have him as a sort of the backup in the corner. We're slowly coming up to temperature, which is what I was after, which is good. Just leave that there for a moment. And that's the plan. I've got two plans actually, but the other one requires a heck of planning. And I didn't want the moment to slip away because obviously getting to this stage happened really quickly and I didn't expect it. So in due time after that, we're also going to do a set menu based upon our marvellous followers, our subscribers, our helpers. It's going to be inspired by your usernames, your tastes, the things that we've chatted about. And that's going to be down the line, I think. So here we are. So the reason I quite enjoy this is it's a very relaxed process because I can't go quickly. So I sort of powered through work all day. I don't know if you guys find the same thing when you're working. So the working flies by. And this is almost just sort of putting the brakes on things. It's just slowing it all down. Can't rush it because otherwise I'll get yet more fig concrete, which I can do well without. So the other tip is just to keep it moving. For now, it's still rising to... Where are we up to now? Not really, getting close. Maybe I can afford to turn it up a bit more. Let's just give it a moment, actually. Let's just sit it still and see how we're getting along. And I've got in the corner... Well, I'm meant to be making bread. Hang on. However, my yeast is struggling to activate. It's not really getting hot enough, so... Let's put him over here. Not going to be... That's the aim. Have you seen the concrete? Were you here when I Wait. This was the first attempt. I demonstrated concrete. I'm going to put this underneath because Murphy's Law will be that I will now do this and it will fly out, but... And I wasn't doing that gently either. That's... Ooh, we've got some bubbles. Why did that happen? Because the last time I wanted to do this, and I really didn't... I kind of lost a bit of patience. I really wanted to get going and make a jam. But I couldn't get fresh figs. Now, what happened was we tried a rehydrating technique with the figs to make the jam. Which, to be honest, there are methods out there, you can do it, but it didn't really work. I don't know whether or not it's a question of that it was quite an advanced technique and I've just never really done it before, or maybe indeed the recipe itself wasn't very good. But what we've ended up with is jam. I must have made it months ago, and it just won't go off. Oh, hello, Jason. I'll try to lurk with crappy data. You're very kind. If your data can't manage it, Jason, I entirely understand. But thank you ever so much for joining us. I hope you're having a marvellous Monday. It was going very well for you indeed. You have joined us measuring the temperature of and stirring jam. If you turn down the resolution, I promise right now you'll not miss much. interestingly, it really will not get to the temperature that we want. Although we're starting to see a little rise. Mrs. Owl is currently still upstairs, bless her heart, slogging away. Working very hard indeed. Unfortunately, so was I until about 15 minutes before really we needed to start. So yes, you'll spot, Waffle, the you know, the trappings of our subscribers aren't quite there yet. They will be. I managed to fix the Discord, except Zarv has very kindly pointed out that I thought I'd fixed it, but then had basically given permission for everyone to edit everything, which wasn't quite the plan. So, shall we bring you in just for a quick second look? Curious though, we're not really seeming to get up to temperature. Yeah, 2 step forwards, Waffle, 1 step right into a pothole, or into a manhole. Here we go. So I'm starting to get, because this will be hotter than I think it is. So we're getting just there, some bubbles coming through, which is a reassuring sign. Starting to get, I think, in the right direction. The temperature is starting to come up quite a bit. It's still only to about 80 degrees. I need it hotter than that. Although hopefully having the yeast here close to what's going on will hasten its product. As you can see, we've got a small amount of head and we want a large amount of head. We want it nice and frothy, and then that will go into our bread. So yeah, so that's our general plan. On Wednesday we're going to do a bit of prawns and pasta, and if anyone wants to sort of have, well, I wouldn't say you, Waffle, otherwise you're having pasta and prawns for breakfast, I'll imagine. We're going to do prawns and pasta. We'll do a cook-along for anyone who wants to basically have their dinner guided by us. It's a nice recipe at that. And then probably the next time will be the weekend, a combination of hot wings and hot cauliflower alternatives. Mrs. Owl's not particularly either there nor neither hither nor thither when it comes to a wing. So let's just leave that to gain momentum again. Let's just remind ourselves of our recipe. Are we on track? Whoops, Daisy. I'm slightly wrecking the kitchen. This recipe, by the way, folks, is courtesy of Kylie Newton and the Modern Preserver. I haven't tweaked it enough yet to really call it an Owl own, so full credit goes to them. Thank you very much. So, boil steadily at 104 degrees C for about 15 to 20 minutes. The first problem is that we're not really getting to 104 degrees C, so we're going to turn the temperature up again and keep going. Slowly but surely process, trying to avoid the fate of batch number 1. So let's see, so we've got Pincushion is on Wednesday with Amnesia. When are you next on, Waffle? What's your next stream? Is it going to be today? Tonight? Well, for us would it be tonight or the morning? I'm somewhat surprised it's still not saying that it's up to jam temperature, because it's spitting and it is tomorrow night. Lovely. Are you chasing, is it diamond rank? Have I understood that right? What is a diamond? I'm guessing diamond is a brig. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's lovely. Any plans? Is it a date night? Or might I recommend, as is my penchant, nice and relaxed. There's enough going on in the world these days that we can all do without. Do you know what? There are absolutely worse ways to spend your time. A marvellous plan. What's for dinner then? What have you got planned? And to pull up your culinary sleeves and show your Michelin star-like biceps? What have we got, Waffle? No clue. Good. Improvise, I like that. See what you got in. Make something fun. We're having just once I've got the... And unfortunately, I can't really multitask at this point with the jam. Because if I leave it, it will get unhappy. I'm sure you will. It's a case of, you know, you just go with your gut as well. Have a look, see what you've got. Just win it. And if all else fails, and you both look at each other and say, what the heck, let's have a takeaway, I think it's warranted on a Monday. We're making chili and salad, once I can stop stirring the jam, that is. Come on, you must be getting close to temperature by now. I tell you must because you're bubbling. There we are. I will admit I'm somewhat of cautious concern. I'm very delighted to be doing a thank you stream, but pummeling myself with hot sauce is it should be interesting. You know, I haven't completely died having tried the one that we're nearly there. Come on, a little bit higher. Then I'm going to drop the temperature. So we're closing in on our 104 degrees. So I'm going to, at this point, you have to sort of continue to stir and not stop. So I'm going to do just that. That's really bad camera work there, sort of. Do concentric circles. So in case anyone fancies making jam themselves, that I would characterise as a bit of a rolling boil. So I want it to get to 104 and then I'm going to bring it right down again. Because I don't want it to go over, because then I'm basically going to... we'll end up with the concrete again. And a piece of fig has wrapped itself around the thermometer, which is not actually... Get off. Please get off the thermometer. This will be the point it shoots up and tells me it's 180 degrees and the piece of fig was throwing us off. Get off. Please don't now shoot up and tell me that the fig was throwing this all off. Please don't. Oh, you're going to, aren't you? You've worked in a bakery. Ah, right. So you can see what I'm doing wrong. Yes, amateurist and enthusiastic are my two bywords here. I have only ever in my very, very distant childhood, I worked in a few restaurants and a few English pubs, running the food though, rather than anything else. Come on, why would... Oh, please do get off, fig. Get. Oh, the rest of it is. Ooh. I can even seem to get your lemon curd right without a guiding hand. Ah, well, lemon curd I think is tricky. I love a lemon curd, but I don't think I've ever had the thought to try and make it myself. Maybe we shall. Do you know what? This is a voyage of exploration on this channel. Lemon curd. I love lemon curd as well. Come on. Because the sooner you get up to 104, I can level you out. And then poor Mrs. Owl can know that her dinner is actually being prepared. Come on. There we go. So how long did you, you've tried some very interesting flavour. Go on, tell us, Pinkish, what sort of things have you tried? I've heard of lime curd as well. Lemon and lime curd, that would work. What sort of things have you dabbled with? Particular favourite flavour of ours is elderflower. I think it's a taste that you've got to be quite careful with because it can be quite delicate. Oh, this is very hot. I can't believe this isn't 104. Really not. Oh, that is. Well, I suppose if it says it's not, let's wait until it is. Ooh, get them warm though. Come on, yeast, at least you can, you know, just waft the heat towards you. I once made a cake that was a forbidden rice base. The rice boiled in hibiscus tea. Ooh. Oh, say. That sounds fascinating. Blood orange frosting. Wow. Ooh. That is interesting. This is a recipe we played around with for a Food Network. Ooh. How did you do? That sounds like a delightful combination. Blood orange as well. I love the taste of blood orange. Right, interesting. I think I'm going to have to just keep stirring this at this point because it just will not get past the 100 mark. Let's just turn it up again. Just rest that there for a moment. I've done it very slowly up till now. We're getting quite high though on the temperature. Getting a lot of spitting onto the arms, which I'm finding distinctly unpleasant if I'm honest. Rather hot. If this shoots up to 200 degrees and says it's the equivalent of a chip fryer, I'm going to be most disappointed. Ow, 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 ow. You are very hot indeed. Why will you not get to 100? Your partner and I were at odds about torting it. As in saying, oh, what a shame. How far did you get though? I mean, surely, blood orange. Love anything that works with blood orange. Well, we are finally at 100 degrees. Don't know how long we've been doing this. It's just taking an awfully long time. Oh wow! All the way to... Good grief! Is it out there on the internet to be found? Can we partake of your experience? Did it get filmed? Well, obviously it got filmed. You would do it for a competition and you were in Hollywood. Is it? Oh, if you do find me the link, I'd love to see it. Shall share it around. With your permission, of course. Right. Well, that just spat halfway across the kitchen. I think I'm going to have to start timing this on the basis that this seems to be the closest I'm going to get. Not sure where. It's the 2019 Halloween Cake Off. I am sure, Mrs. Owl has phenomenal research skills. I am sure we will find it. So we were nearly at 100 and it seems to have backed off again. The best thing we can do now is keep at it for the 15 minutes recommended. And then I'm going to try something called a wrinkle test, which I've never tried before. I don't know, Pincushion, if you've heard of it, but it's apparently, and I've set this up in advance, we freeze a plate, pop a dollop of the jam on said plate, and then put it in the fridge. Giving it a little time after that, if, when you push it, it wrinkles, you've apparently hit jam nirvana. You are there. You're where you need to be. All I can say right now is I think I'm hotter than the jam, if I'm honest. I still can't fathom why I can't get this up to the correct temperature. We'll just have to go one further. Stand back, everybody. Whoops, daisy. Come on. I need you to get to the jam marker, please. Unfamiliar with the technique. I tell you what, when we try it, we'll try it together, because I have absolutely no idea either. Totally new. Right. It is resolutely and steadfastly refusing to get to the jam marker. can only confess to some sheer confusion of this. Because this is almost hotter than it was last time, but we've tried incrementally. I think we've done everything we can. So now, we'll just stir continuously, and let's all just hope we get our jam. So, I mean, if anyone else, I know Waffle has helped us out before, if anyone has food suggestions or things that they'd like to see tried, or I will always, provided it's something either obviously we're not allergic to or it's the sort of things we eat, generally we will give them a crack. I think so far we've tried, on suggestion, we did chicken adobo, that was Waffle's suggestion, that was delicious. I want to come back to that in the future. Do a bit of a take two and a tweak. And now that I've had the idea put to me of blood orange frosting, interesting thoughts are bubbling in my head, possibly as much as this jam is. Will you please get to 104 degrees? You are... Ow! Ow, ow, ow. You are giving me third-degree burns. You must be there. Sure. Ow, ow, ow. That's decidedly warm. Ooh, ha, ha. As a little tip, if you are encountering this problem, it sounds ballistically hot, if I'm honest. The notion that this isn't up to temperature is... it seems almost impossible to me. I mean, I'm at the hottest temperature for our cooker. I literally cannot get any hotter than this now. So, what is going on? Ow, 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 ow. Right, hang on. Let's dislodge some stuff around the... oh, thanks. And we have to stir hang on. No, I think that's... something has gone awry, I think, particularly in the measuring, so I'm going to turn that down. That is to stop myself getting... I did wonder what Waffle for a moment, but yes, I'm on the correct units. I just cannot get to the jam setting. In fact, so much so it's on my hands, arms, the wall. We have got jam splats absolutely everywhere. So I'm going to bring it down, just ease off that proverbial throttle. And just stir. Ooh. In fact, I think it can safely be not stirred for all of a couple of seconds. So, hang on. I have rinsed off the bottom of the thermometer. Let's just... ow! Oh gosh, right in the eye. Oh, that's very hot. Oh dear me. Ooh. Just leave that for a moment. Just see whether or not there was an angle issue, or... there we go. Well, at least I feel less bombarded, especially if I stand back here. However, our yeast has done, unfortunately, absolutely nothing for a long time, which is a little concerning. Come on, you're supposed to be activated here. might have to try a little inspiration trick to get that going. Oh, I hear a Mrs. Owl. Hello. Oh, you're right. I'm being attacked by jam. Yes.
Thank you.
We've got Pincushion and Waffle and Sexy is here.
Ooh, sexy chicken.
Sexy chicken. We've been having jam issues. You may want to stand back. It spat at me in the eye from where you were stood.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It will not get up to 104 degrees. And I've gone from 1 through to 9, and it just will not get there. So I brought it back down. How long have I got on the timer?
7 minutes.
7 minutes, and then we're going to try the wrinkle test. Indeed, Pincushion was telling us that she was once in the Halloween Cake Off 2019 in America and got flown out to Hollywood to do a cake that involved blood orange frosting.
Ooh, nice.
I know. It's given me thoughts. It's given me possible ideas. The bread yeast is also not activating for reasons I don't understand. In fact, I'm now going to just take the thermometer out because what will now be will be, folks. I cannot go higher than the highest setting of our oven. I have several probable 3rd degree burns, jam-induced 3rd degree burns.
What's this?
Oh, like that one.
You need to be careful.
I do. I suggest standing back. And we have our second ever subscriber in the form of Waffle.
Oh, thank you, Waffle.
Isn't he lovely? Aren't they all lovely? You're all lovely.
Oh, you did a good job cleaning.
I did, and I've said on Instagram I've done a great... Yeah, and now I'm going to have to apologise for probably making a pig's ear of it again.
Undoubtedly.
I'll be honest, even though we couldn't get it to 104, it still looks better.
It's a hell of a lot better.
Right, folks, I'm going to bravely take you in. Everybody cover your eyes and avoid the 3rd degree burns.
Oh, God. Why not just turn it down now, then, if it doesn't matter?
I am going to. We got it up to just below 100. I think the closest I got was dead on 100. But I'm going to just bring it right back down again. I'm going to have to bleach the whole... It's all very sticky now.
Yeah.
All very sticky indeed.
I think we've got it like all over you. I'm really worried about you now.
I'm okay. Since I've done this, folks, my carelessness is...
You've burnt yourself so many times.
I've burnt myself here. I had another one on my arm which has finally gone away. I've got that one now from the jam. It's just... Oh dear. Kitchens can be a risky business. I think, however, it does speak volumes as to your idea that I should not be allowed a mandolin.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I don't need one now, do I? Because we found out the food process has got that attachment.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Yes, we tried yesterday to make crisps.
Was it yesterday?
It was.
It feels like years ago.
It does feel like ages ago. So we got the jam to 100 degrees. I'm bringing it down now, and I'm just going to try and keep it on a sort of bubbly temperature.
Oh dear.
My love, I'm slowing us up because I've had to be here with the jam.
That's fine.
Well, I was going to say, if you're happy to wait, but otherwise, do you want to do the salads for dinner?
No.
Okay. Oh, because you like the way I do them.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. And we found out...
do you need this?
I did for weighing the bread, but the yeast has...
It's just not working.
No, and this folks...
Do you think it's because of this? Because it's been in the weird...
I don't know. I really don't. This is a new yeast for us, folks. And in fact, Pincushion obviously knows about baking, and she's worked in a bakery. Baking is just so damn fickle.
Yeah.
Because at this rate, what's the time now? I don't think
you're going to be able to make bread now.
I've lost track of time.
It's it's 7 to 7.
7 to 7. Baking is less cooking and way more science. It is.
Yeah.
And this science experiment here it's just not cooperating. And I don't really want to waste these.
Is it one that is meant to do this with, though? isn't it one that you're meant to just be able to chuck it in and it works? So how come you didn't do that?
Because the recipe I use for these loaves
yeah, no, but what does the packaging say?
I found out with the way you were right. The packaging says Mr. Al sliced it at the wrong angle and sent yeast particles everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So, however, even though we didn't get to the right temperature, we are getting something that's...
Mixing the dough at the beginning of kneading, that's the instructions.
Maybe then we can get... Maybe I should actually do an improv loaf, because I can get it on now, and also, if needs be, I could prove it overnight. Is another possibility. Yeah, you can put it in the fridge and prove overnight. Am I right, Pincushion? I've not actually done that before, but I know you can do. It just does it slowly, I think.
I just want to be able to eat some toast.
We've made the jam, we haven't now got the toast for it.
Oh, I can't even close this. You picked a tub that's too small.
I did. Right, not long now, folks. Shall we try a wrinkle test soon? Don't know. Hungry?
I'm wondering whether to make a little snack.
I think that might be a good idea. Because I sort of forgot when I started this that I basically have
that you need to feed us.
Pincushion says, do it. Do it to the snack. You have approval. Snack time. We have a great song, actually, which I can't play right now, called Snack Time, and I love it. It's so very happy. It sort of goes... Sang better than this. No, this is Al Me. Oh, keep stirring. I got distracted. Snack time. I shall lean. I shall preserve Mrs. Al's anonymity. A little song moment in there. What are we missing?
I know, I thought we didn't have any. Are you going to eat this orange?
Yes! Ah! What's happened?
Cheese everywhere.
Cheese grommet. I cannot even render assistance as I'm leaning forward in a very dramatic fashion. Not dramatic. No, I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to eat that?
The orange? Oh, yes, yeah.
Be light. Oh, now I need to go back for cucumber.
Okay.
No, I'm getting
Hang on. Ooh. Aha.
You ready?
Yes.
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Yeah.
Right. Folks, we may be ready. There we go.
For a wrinkle test?
For at least a wrinkle test.
Are we on a new one now?
I think so. If we're not, I'm going to want to cure in it. Hang on. It may be easier just to bring the...
Do you want me to bring the camera in?
I've got it. Here we go. Thank you then, my love. Here we are. I mean, texture looks... Okay, that wasn't graceful, but it looks sort of thinner and more like spreadable jam, and it will set a little bit more when it's cool. So, at the risk of possibly undoing our progress, this pincushion is apparently a wrinkle test. So, that's also a very creepy freezer. Whoops, easy. So, I've got our plate, little plate that was in the freezer. And then we put on a little bit of hot jam, and I hope it doesn't crack it, I suppose. Pop that into the fridge. Let it cool for a moment. Wonder what on earth to do with our yeast. Maybe if I put it closer to where the heat was.
It was right next to the heat. It should
and
have
it
been
still wasn't
sufficient.
doing it. Yeah, it should have been. In fact, this is more interesting, so I'm going to turn you around for a second.
No, don't.
No? It's snack time.
Yeah, I know, but then people know what I eat for a snack. And maybe I want it to be private. No, it's fine.
It's a
You've
health. It's a health.
exposed me now.
I've exposed... Oh, God, blimey. What happened and still shut me down for doing things like that. I'm a nightmare, aren't I?
Yeah.
And there's you as well, being slaving all the way upstairs. You know.
No, I stopped. Well, I stopped working at 6 because of what happened last time.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh folks, I forgot to tell you about this, and it may impact when we stream because our work is occasionally requires us to be flexible, which is why no worries, Waffle. See you later. Good luck with the meeting.
I don't even know if my hand was visible.
It was. Pincushion, my breakfast was vegan cheesecake. Don't be
Ooh!
It's funny you should say that because we were talking, weren't we, about vegan cheese? And I tried by accident a cheese with a Z pizza. Oh wait, what? This my terrible memory. We've had this conversation, haven't we, Pincushion? You now know you're in the inner circle when you've got yet another of Mr. Owl's "Have I told you?" and then everyone in the room goes,
All the time.
"Yes, you've told us this. Have I really?" And it's like, "Yes, this isn't the first time." Oh, right, okay. You are welcome to the inner sanctum. You are. You've made it if you've had one of those stories. Let's see if that's long enough. I'm being a bit impatient. So
what's it meant to do?
it's meant to, I think,
Does it taste nice?
taste as well.
Does it taste good?
It does taste good.
What does it taste of?
Fig, most of the time.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
More than the orange? Because all I can smell is orange. The orange is really strong.
Where's the cookbook gone?
Oh, sorry, I'll put it
Oh, did you put it
away.
away? Hang on.
Just to get it out the way.
No, that's, you're helping.
I'm not
That
really.
helps. That helps.
It doesn't.
Yes, that was the exact conversation we were having. Oh, hang on, I'm off on a tangent. I'm back again. So, work's very variable, which is why I ended up actually getting finally to see one of yours, Pincushion, because it was about 5ish in the morning, I think, on Sunday, and I just happened to be up doing some paperwork. But the last time we streamed and Mrs. Owl was still working, it knocked our internet out, and you lost about an hour and a bit's work, didn't you?
An hour and a half.
So I need
Not
to.
that I was counting.
Right, wrinkle test. Let's read the wrinkle test again. Hang on.
No, you gave me a new cucumber for no reason.
Did I? Right,
Yeah.
I might pickle the old one.
No, it's not old. It's just you need to eat stuff in order.
I maybe misplaced it. Yeah, it wasn't a good moment, Pincushion. Not good at all. Spinach gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Wrinkle set test. Place it. Well, it says a few small plates. We've done one. Place it in the freezer before starting to cook. Well, we've done that. When the jam reaches between, well, we didn't get between that temperature, or starts to make larger popping bubbles.
Oh,
Well-
so you need the popping bubbles.
Oh, so we got there. Take it off the heat and test for the setting point as follows. Take a plate from the freezer and drip a little of the jam onto it.
Drip a little.
Put the plate in the fridge for a minute, then test the mixture by pushing it in with your finger. If it wrinkles gently, then it's soft set and ready for jarring. If you'd like a harder set, return the mixture to the heat and continue to boil and test again until you get to the desired level. Okay.
Oh, so it's basically to sort of show you what it's going to be like once you put it in a jar and you put it in the fridge.
Yes.
So you're not meant to leave it for a long time and you're not meant to put that much on.
Well, now I can eat the rest of it.
So it just depends what sort of jam you want and how spreadable you want it to be.
I think I'd like that texture.
Can I try it?
Yeah. Oh, Alice is here. Hello, Alice. Yes, we've been working on temperature the whole way. The thermometer's just off shot. It's good, isn't it? It's not too sweet.
I mean, it's very sweet.
Oh, okay. There we are,
It's good
folks.
though.
I put in less sugar than the recipe called for as well.
You put in more,
Less.
less.
That's nice, actually. It's white. I would call that a success.
Tastes good.
There we go. Right, folks, I'm going to leave that off the heat. In fact, Mrs. Al's going to swap out with her very healthy snack. Oops. I'm going to do some appalling camera work and bring you around. Less sugar gives it a softer set. Ah, well, in that case, that explains it then. So it doesn't wrinkle so much, but I think, Pincushion, that's the test. If I had more sugar, maybe if I poked it, it would just wrinkle back. But as it is, it's sort of coming off with the touch. But that, I'm actually rather happy with, given that everything else has sort of seemingly gone. Not everything else, that's hyperbolic. Things have not quite gone to plan. Looks okay. Thanks, Alice. So let's just, these I've sterilised in advance. And unlike the hot sauce last night, these will be jarred hopefully a little bit easier. In fact, will they? Maybe I should wait until they're cooled. Well, we do have a lip. Hang on, let's just see if I can... There we go, I can coax it in with the spoon. Cool. I can hear Mrs. Owl is enjoying her snack. There we go. And how... Sorry, Alice, I forgot to even say, you leapt in with advice for us. How are you? How is your day going? That is very hot. It certainly is an improvement, this jam, on the last one. This will actually, I think, exit the jar when requested. Yep. So we'll pop that over there. So when I was doing this with the hot sauce last night, basically it was so thick I couldn't get it through the funnel into the jar. And then after that I tried to take the funnel off and it flew everywhere and made it look like a small volcano of hot sauce. Pop that there. Alice, next time you're in our particular neck of the woods, off in the countryside, hopefully we'll still have some left and you can give it a try and tell us what you think. Alice here is also from the United Kingdom, pincushion. There we go. And Alice, just out of your interest, Pincushion here used to work in a bakery and in fact was in a 2019 baking finale in Hollywood. Rather prestigious. Certainly impresses me. There we go. Right. I can neither promise nor confirm nor deny. I may lick that later, but I shall do that to my the pleasure of my own devices. So let's do that here. And I think the next thing that we shall do, not really quite on the agenda, you got to a final of a competition. That's certainly prestigious in my books. I think the next thing we'll do is get our own dinner ready, I think. Because I have this feeling that the baking is going to be a bit of a dud, unfortunately. We'll see. Alice knows this well. You've done a lot of baking, Alice. Our yeast has failed to cooperate. I don't quite know what's happened. Baking being a fickle thing, this has been waiting in a warm place to rise. It has sunk. So I may indulge in a bread experiment in due course and instead mix it straight into the dough. The recipe I'm using doesn't normally call for that, but there's no particular reason why I can't. Which type? It's instant active yeast. The exact sort, I know I've not got the bag of the one I used last time, but it's exactly the same as last time, basically. But today, no, Alice, it's exactly the same that you've seen us, because I know we did a video call. It's worked in the past every time. Just today, maybe it wasn't warm enough where we were. Maybe I should have given it more. But today, it just did not want to cooperate. Did not want to play ball. Jam out of the way. Let's pop that down there. Right, so what are we doing now? Chili. Right. Oh. This will be the point I find out I've not even got the... Perhaps you don't normally... That's interesting, because I know I use the same yeast as you did, and indeed followed a recipe I think we both know, where you take yeast, apply it into lukewarm water and let it get its frothy head. And it's worked every other time. Just today, it said, no thanks, Josephine. Not going to play ball today. Ooh. Oh, please do tell me I've not used all our onions. I have used all our onions.
Oh, wow, so many.
How have I done that? Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. The one that you put in lukewarm water, bubbles up, get frothy head. That one. Right, what am I going to do now, my love? I think the only thing I can do is go and actually get the ingredients we need. What time is it? Do I have time? Is our nearest shop? Folks, I'm sorry for the slightly... that's all right, Pincushion. We've realised I was about to... have we found the source of the issue? No. It's the same sort of yeast. It's just decided today it's not going to do it. So I'm going to possibly play around with that, but we've discovered another issue. I was just about to get do our last bit of the stream, which is basically a chili mix, our own slight tweak and take on it. I haven't got the necessary ingredients. I have just about enough time, I think, if I gently wrap things up now, throw on some walking boots and go for a relatively quick stroll, to go and get what we need. But unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. So I'd hoped to do a little bit of a finishing off a fermentation project. I'm going to have to leave that. The baking has not worked. We're going to have to leave that. But we do, at the very least, have a jam that we can eat. I managed 1 out of 3 aims for today. I'm going to take that as a victory, although it's still very hot, so I shall let that cool down.
Well, it was a bonus stream.
Yes, yes. This was nice for me because we hadn't planned to do this at all, had we? It was more my failure to remember to allow the jam to macerate in the first instance. But that is, I'm afraid, going to have to be it for us. I'm going to go and put on some walking boots and go and find some onions and check that we've got the rest of the ingredients so I'm not halfway back and have to turn around and come back the other way. It's the nice thing about living in the countryside. You do have to kind of plan, or indeed in my case, sort of plan and get it wrong, because there really aren't that many shops once you get to a certain time of day. It's not like... as we used to live in some major cities, it's a bit different. But I like it. But nevertheless, it means, I shall say, I think, toodaloo for now. Thank you very much for your company and your time and chatting with us, Pincushion. I'm going to go and look up that video. If I can't find it, I will be sending you a message so that I can see you in action. Alice, thank you for dropping in. And as ever, thank you for the guides. Thank you very much, Pincushion. I hope they've not sold out. That will be the next problem. And of course, thank you to Sexy, who's been in and out. Thank you, Sexy. And Waffle, my new subscriber. What a star he is. And we've had, I think, various other people drop in and out at the start. So thank you to everyone. Continue, I hope, to have a marvellous Monday. I hope it is the start of an excellent week. You know, the Sunday well spent is a Monday content. And let's just hope that all rolls on for everybody. So we will see you all on Wednesday, if you can be there, when we're going to do Gordon Ramsay's prawn and pasta in 10 minutes. But we're going to take it at a far leisurier pace because we've already done his 10-minute challenge and I got 13 minutes and I can't do any more. It makes me stressed thinking about it. Toodaloo, everyone. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Take care. See you again soon. Bye for now.